Hello guys, today I decided to take this mono green deck that I saw on Magic Online. At first sight I really like this. Well, like the idea of abusing Nykthos with a lot of green symbols as well as mana dogs and spending those mana in some funny ways. So how this deck works. As you see, I play 12 mana dogs as well as Shrine into Nyx, which plays very well with the rest of the deck. So the aim is to generate this huge amount of mana and use it somehow. So Polukranos is probably the best way how to use or abuse even the enormous amount of mana that you can generate. Nylia is like second mana sink, like of course wars, but it's necessary to have some number of them. And the rest deck is basically an engine, I would say, because Garg draws you card, as well as Idol Blossoms, which has 14 enchantments to have synergy with, and Chorus of Krupix, which draws you lands from the top, which is actually even more important in this deck than in other, because you can draw here Nykthos, which is like extremely important for your strategic success. As it comes to mana base, besides for Nykthoses, I have a lot of forests. Like some people try to squeeze in some temples or mutables. Well, it might worth consideration. I haven't thought about it when I was creating this version. Something definitely to look for. But as you see, the deck is not really expensive. So if you guys want to play some really strong tier 1 deck without spending too much money on it, that's definitely something to look at. As for sideboard, like as you see, there isn't a lot of one-offs. The reason why it's that way is we have play only one color in short format, which is standard. There isn't a lot of strong enough green cards to find their place into sideboard. So as you see, like Free Arbor Colossus, which you may know very well from Limited, where it was extremely strong bomb, but here it also has his appearance. Why? Well, it's another big threat. That's the most important thing probably, and like his ability to kill flying creatures is useful in some matchups, like killing Storm Breaths, which can kill you out of nowhere, and like Mono Blue Devotion, a lot of their supplies, Desecration Demon in the most popular deck, which is Mono Black, and there is also 4 Mistcatter Hydras. I like to compare Mistcatter Hydras to Stormcrow Dragon, as they work very similarly against control, and generally I like very much this type of card against the big hasty creature, as well as having X in its mana cost plays very well with Nykthos. Then we have for now as Disciple, which obviously against aggro decks and any type of burn, probably the best weapon against them. Bow of Nalia, basically only against burn. You could decide it in against a matchup where you want to be a little bit more aggressive and there is a lot of big dudes on the ground, but you know, it's not the greatest idea ever. Still depends on matchup and what is your plan. And then we have 3 Setessan Tactics, which I don't really know how strong card is. Definitely it can be very powerful, as I saw this card in Legacy. It was very, for me, surprising. And everyone plays like 3 or 4 copies, so definitely there is something in it. So, as you see, very sweet deck overall. I would recommend definitely playing it. I hope this was very useful for you guys.
I'm going to play standard burn deck. I only have 8 creatures. One is recurring source of damage and second is constant source of damage. The only change that you might notice is that I have 3 instead of 4 Skullcracks and 4 instead of 3 String Bloods. I decided to switch because I assume that after the Mana Confluence is released, hyper-aggressive aggro decks will raise and there will be plenty of those. Rest is pretty much straightforward standard list, plenty of burn spells, 2 enchantments, and nothing else to add. Basically no mulligan deck, you just play land, burn your opponent, play Phoenix, burn your opponent, return a Phoenix if he deals with it. That's pretty awesome. And as for the sideboard, still pretty straightforward shell. 8 additional creatures, Fire Drinkers for control matchups, and Fire Dancers for creature matchups. This guy the Fire Dancer is a huge blowout against creature deck. If you have, like, I don't know, Searing Blood or Magma Jet, that's just awesome. More Chain to the Rocks because in a mirror match, Chandra's Phoenix is a real problem. You also have to deal with huge guys like the Secretion Demon or the Polukranos. Young Pyromancer is pretty much one-man army in this deck. Harnessed by Force is just to steal big guy, hit him for a chunk of damage. And Warrior to deal with various cards like, I don't know, opposing Chain to the Rocks is Coursers and stuff. This is the way I like it. This is the way I'm gonna burn today. Thanks.